Hi you guys, and welcome to the Rubber Room. It's me, Chris Colley. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Rochester Hills, Michigan. The Rubber Room is my in-home studio, which is my favorite place in my house. It's where I come to relax, share my creativity with others, lots of beautiful displays. I love it here, and I like coming to you guys from here and doing my lives. I have just returned to doing live videos. I was doing them before. I took about a year off from doing them, and now I'm back. So I will be here on Wednesdays at lunchtime every week, and I hope that you will tune in with me. Each week I'll do something a little bit different. Last week I put together a bag for Christmas gifting, and before that I think I put together some cards, and today I'm going to share with you this kit that I put together. I had my holiday Stampin' Stack class was last week, and I switched it up and did some cards made from a tutorial that I had purchased. So this is the kit that I make after my classes are over with. I did one or two extras of all of the cards that we made, and then I go ahead and kind of sort of faux assemble them, or put all of the pieces together so that at a later date I can come in and I simply have to maybe do a little bit of trimming, cutting, and adhering to assemble my cards. These kits make it perfect for me to take them upstairs and enjoy a football game with my husband. I don't sit well, so I need to be busy all the time. So these are perfect for doctor's office, whatever, wherever you want to take them. So these cards, I'm going to share one of each. This was one that we made, and then I cut for 2 extras. This was another one, and I cut for 3 extras. I'll share this little envelope that we made. And then this was our 4th one, and I cut for a couple extras there. So get these extra ones out of the way here. And Jacqueline Baradas is a team member of ours, and she is also a member of the Artisan Design team. And each month she gets together with other current and past artisans, and they do a little tutorial. I always purchase the tutorial because it has great videos that are filled with lots and lots of tips and great card ideas. So I decided that this month I was going to make some of those cards and share them in a class with my customers. So I will put the link to her tutorial or in the bottom here in case you're interested in purchasing that. And this is the first card that we did. This one is the traditional Christmas designer series paper, and stamp set with the Modern Labels bundle also. And then this one is from Just a Note. The Just a Note dies have the this great little die that will cut a piece of paper so that it looks like a notebook. It also has like a heart and a star and this great little paper clip that really looks like a real paper clip when you do it with the gold. So I cut all of my pieces, and this is a piece of designer series paper. It comes with a coordinating die, or you can fancy cut it. This one is a label and a sentiment from the I think it's called Traditional Labels stamp set, and I just embossed it in gold. This designer series paper has some gold accents to it that are really beautiful. So we did a lot of embossing of our sentiments. So your cards are packed like this with all of the pieces in it when you come to class. This is going to be the inside of our card. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on this little gold piece. Put it right down at the bottom, and then I have a matching piece of designer series paper I'm going to put some adhesive on there and just center it right in the middle of my gold piece. All of my holiday Stamp-A-Stick classes, I did extras of them so that I can just spend this coming weekend, now it is, putting them together. We have a season ticket package to the Red Wings hockey team, and my husband and son are going the day after Thanksgiving, so that's going to be my day where I'm going to binge watch Christmas movies and put all of these kits together, and then next week I can get busy starting to send my holiday cards out. So that's the inside of our card. And then on the outside, I'm just going to put some more of that Designer Series paper right in the middle here. And your tutorial packet comes with all of your measurements. Some of them have printed directions. Some of them have tutorials that are amazing. So you definitely want to check out those. But I like that they are easy enough that you can prepare them. They usually have a lot more layers than what I would normally do in a class. But for a once in a while class or where they're not making two, it's okay. I am going to just kind of adhere those kind of kitty wampus there and add my little paper clip. And I'm just going to put a little tiny glue dot down here. Let's see if I can find those real quick. I'm just going to put this little glue dot right at the bottom, and I probably going to change my mind about using this glue dot now that I've got it sticking everywhere. I'm going to use a glue dot from my paper pumpkins. If you guys get the paper pumpkins or the kits, you get these little dots in all of them, and they're all different sizes depending on what your kit or your paper pumpkin is for, but these little tiny ones are going to work perfectly for this little project. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to kind of pop one of these off there. I'm going to put it here, which is where I want to put my paper clip. And that will allow me to slide my paper clip on a little bit easier without it getting stuck in the back there. So I'm just going to put my paper clip on like that. I guess I'm probably going to, I guess I can leave it like that. And then I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. And that's my flower. And I have fussy cut my flower because I don't mind fussy cutting. I find it relaxing. So I'm just going to take some dimensionals here and put them on the back of this. I guess I need a few more than that. Leave me a comment, you guys, and let me know if you are a fussy cut or a die cut person. I think before I put this on there, I am going to actually go ahead and adhere this to my card front. I don't know, there's something about fussy cutting that it just truly does relax me. But there are other things that relax other people. I love to color. I'm a color and fussy cut kind of person, so we're just going to center this right in the card area there, and I am going to move this down just a little bit because I don't want it to be sticking off the top of my card there. So for those of you who don't know this little trick, I'm just going to huff on that little adhesive, and if you huff on anything, that warm, moist air is going to loosen up that adhesive. So just going to breathe on it a little bit, and then just put my Take Your Pick tool on there, and it will come right up. Okay, I do this if I put something on here crooked. I'll just kind of do a little peel and breathe on it and pop it up there too. So lots of different ways. You can use your heat tool on the back of it, but any kind of hot air, heat, moisture, any of that will release what you have accidentally adhered to someplace. So I'm going to actually put this on first. And you want to be sure that you're getting these edges onto the base of your card, or you're going to trim them, because we still want our card to be able to fit into the envelope. I'm going to just kind of lay that on there where I want it, and then put my glue dot down there. A little bit of forethought goes a long way when you're doing this. All right, and then I'm just going to, again, slide that back there. Let's see, I'm going to slide it, I think, underneath my designer series paper. And adhere it right on there. There we go. So it's going to look like that, and I'm going to put some dimensionals just to the edge here. I'm just going to put one, because I put this up on dimensionals. Part of this is going to have to be on dimensionals, so they're the same height on my card. I'm just going to put some adhesive here. There we go. And that's going to go right on the front. And then I have my little gems. See how easy this is to just kind of pick up and take with you? I'm just going to brush my trash off there and leave it until I'm done. So I'm going to put like a medium one down here, a medium and a small. I took my sequence large, medium, and small. So I'm going to put my, I'm going to start with my small one, put it right there, and kind of put my medium one next to it, because I kind of like it when there's two that are together like that. And then I'm going to take my big one, I'm going to put it right about maybe here. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it under my image just a little bit. There we go. So you have all three of them. When you're placing your gems or accessories, you kind of want them to be in a triangle direction, or shape, I guess is a better word for it. So you kind of want them to end up in a little small triangle. So that's our first card. I wish I had written down who these cards were from, because like I said, they are artisans or former artisans that have designed these for us. So that's the first one. This one to me just has a really elegant look to it, and it's simply just images from the DSP, and then your sentiment is embossed again, and we've got some gems on there, and so we're going to go ahead and put it together. So when you come to class, your kit will be all prepped like this, but you will have to do your own fancy cutting or die cutting, and of course your sentiments. So this one really has very few pieces to it, but it has a very elegant kind of traditional look to it, which I really like. Plain and simple, and just kind of that traditional look to it. I love the white on white also. White on white, black on white, black and red. Some things just have that, they just look very expensive and traditional. They're just, you see it and you have that warm feeling like you do when you're looking into a fireplace that has a nice burning fire. There's just something about it that's cozy and comforting and brings back all of the feels, right? That's kind of what's so special about the holidays for us. So I'm just going to kind of go hog wild, if you will, on all of these dimensionals. And I've already cut out my images. I do that right after my class is done, so that, like this weekend we have a, next weekend on December 6th, we have a come and play day, which is a perk that I do for my team, and we spend the afternoon just crafting together. Everybody brings their own projects to work on, and we just get together and talk and craft, and you can use my supplies, stamps and tools, things like that. You have to bring your own consumables, so anything that you use up, like cardstock, adhesives, those kinds of things. If you use them and they run out, you need ribbons, accessories. So I have tied my thread. This is a gold thread that has kind of the vanilla in the middle, and I just tie it in a bow and put it on here. I kind of want it down towards this end a little bit for this card. So I'm going to put that on there. You can see I stamped this one and it went a little crooked. So I just left that as the back of my card, because every crafter knows there are no mistakes, just opportunities to get a little more creative, right? Okay, so there's my little bow on there. And then I'm going to come in and put dimensionals right on either side of the knot in that bow, which will be another kind of safeguard that's going to stay in place there. And then I'm going to put one at each end. I don't mix my dimensionals. We have like so many ways to add depth to your cards with dimensionals. We have foam tape, we have foam sheets, we have these dimensionals, we have mini dimensionals, we have black dimensionals, we have foam strips. Everything that we have that's a dimensional is a different thickness. So when you're working on a project, you want to stay normally within that same thickness on each thing that you are lifting. So you could lift the flowers with mini dimensionals and lift your sentiment with these regular stampin' dimensionals. Lift this maybe with some strips, whatever your favorite adhesive is or dimensional is to use, but be sure on the same piece that you've used the same thickness of dimensionals. Okay, so I hope that all made sense to you. And what I'm going to do is on my little flowers that I've cut out, I'm going to put dimensionals on all of those. And I'm going to use the same height because I want my flowers to be at the same level as my sentiment is on here. And this one has a flower that has the leaves coming out from both sides. So I'm going to kind of lay that one right there. And this one has them just coming out one edge. So I'm going to do that like that. And this one I'm kind of going to just tuck that edge under just a little. I just want to stick one part under there, not too much of it. There we go. I don't know, I think I want a little bit more of it under there. So I'm going to just trim it up a little tiny bit on those edges, just like that, and that, and then stick it under there. Boy, I'm making this look a lot harder than it is, guys. There we go. That will work. And then I'm just going to take some of these little gems, and I actually took 5 of them because this card I think needs a little bit more oomph to it, maybe, because of all of the white and the gold. Love that gold on there. And you always do want to do odd numbers with your accessories, just because that's more pleasing to your eyes. So there you go, and you can see, quick and easy. I got that on there crooked, so I'll go back and huff it. Sometimes it's hard when I'm looking from up here instead of doing that to get them straight. So, but you can always go back and fix that. That's one of the easier mistakes to fix. And then we did this one, which again has lots of pieces to it, but goes together very quickly. So we have, this part is going to be the inside of your card. And you guys are going to get like a whole class of ideas put together really, really quickly here. I think this is going to go like kind of in the middle. I like it to do classes with tutorials, because then I get to use, number one, the tutorials that I do. Again, this one is way crooked. You'll have to forgive me while I hold it up just for a minute so I can get this straight. And then I'll put it back down so you can see what a great job I did getting it straight, okay? So I like to buy tutorials and use tutorials. So when I can purchase something that I can use for a class, I'm really grateful for that. And I also do belong to a tutorial group with about 20 other women. I'm just looking inside my card to see how I did that. And we do a tutorial each month, which if you are a part of my team, you get that whole packet for free, just for being a part of our team. So each month. So that gives me another place where I can go and find lots of tutorials to use. And usually I just switch up a stamp set or a designer series paper. But for these, I like to keep them the way that the artisans did. I have switched up some of the papers, but just because they give so many really good tips and tricks, and then I can share those with my customers also. I peeled that up there, and I need a little bit of adhesive there. There we go. Okay, so for the front of my card, I did a little bit of distressing around the edges. I just distressed this with my scissors, and what that means is just to take your paper snips, open them up, take that blade, and just kind of run it across like that. And you can see how it just kind of tears up the edge of that paper. It actually is distressing it a little bit while it tears it up. So I'm going to start with my bottom piece of paper. And I'm going to add that. When you're working with your stamp and seal, it always is better to hold it kind of like this at that whole top angle, so it doesn't get clogged up in there. Okay, so I'm going to put it right down to the edges of my card, those nice distressed edges. And you can use whatever side of paper that you want to. This paper is just so gorgeous. Sometimes it's hard for me to hide that beautiful gold side there. So we're going to put that right up to the edge there. And again, those distressed edges are kind of like going to almost cradle those pieces of DSP. And then I have this little tiny one here, and that one's going to go right on top of these two. So we're just going to add it right there. And again, I'm just going to have to lift it up a minute to make sure I've gotten it on there straight. And then we've taken a label from the traditional labels and just cut it right in half. And that's going to go right on top. I'm just going to line it up right like that there. And I've cut two of the bows that are in that Traditions of Christmas stamp set. And those were die cut for you when you came in your card kit. They're going to overlap in the middle, so I'm just going to cut about maybe a third off each of these. You can, of course, leave them whole if you want. We're going to put our flowers up on dimensionals, so if you wanted to leave them whole, it wouldn't make a whole lot of difference anyways. I probably should have put some sticker paper, adhesive paper on the backs of these, but I did not. And the other option, of course, is to use green glue, which I am not a fan of, so I'm just going to put some adhesive down there, knowing that most of it's going to be covered up by our flowers. So I'm just feeling safe about that. And I'm going to put that right almost to the edge there. So you're going to have kind of this nice little base. And I am going to set this up there. Okay, I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And I think I'm going to use my regular ones. I kind of like the height or the thickness of these regular ones. And so I'm just going to add those on here. And again, this flower is one that comes with a die cut, or you can fancy cut it. It's kind of like a whole flower arrangement. And let's put one here. Probably I would maybe cut some of these in half and put them on these little pieces that are sticking out, but I think I'm okay without that. And again, we're going to put a little linen thread bow behind our sentiment, and we have embossed the sentiment in gold. The gold embossing just really gives all of these images kind of or these cards kind of a boost, and it helps to accent all of that gold that's in our beautiful designer series paper. So there we go. And for the end of this one, we started off with just a piece of Secret Sea cardstock, and what I wanted was to kind of give it that banner uplifted kind of feeling to it. So I did 2 small score lines that are 1/8 of an inch apart, and then I'm just going to flag the end of this with my scissors, and that's normally how we would get just a banner type look on a sentiment, or just a piece of cardstock that we were going to put something on and use as a banner. I'll use a banner as our base for. There we go. So it's going to kind of do a little squish back like that, right? Okay. So I am going to, again, just take a little bit of adhesive, add it to my sentiment down at this left edge. I've got a little pre-tied bow here, and it's going to go on like that. And I'm going to, again, put those dimensionals right up to it. Been struggling with this, what I thought was a cold, for about a week now, and well, it's 2 weeks, and went to the doctor's last week, and he said it's a sinus thing, so sinus and allergy, and it's just going to be a thing that's going to happen to me this time of year until we get to like that first frost kind of situation. And it just happens that way in Michigan. Now I'm going to add a little tiny glue dot right in between my 2 score lines. And again, I think I'm going to go with these little paper pumpkin glue dots. just because they're smaller and a little bit easier to manage, I think. So I'm just gonna put that on there. Like I said, right between those two score lines. And you don't have to score this. You could just fold it. Well, that was really good. It's just going to be a Wednesday all day here. Probably some of you guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow on top of it, right? Okay, I put that dimensional just a little too close. There we go. So I have those glued down, and that's just going to give it that little extra support behind it. So I'm going to put those on just some adhesive in that part right there. So I have a little glue dot on the back between the two score lines, and then again on the front between the two score lines. So I'm going to adhere both of them. And that's just going to give us a really, it's a different kind of an end look to it. And it's always fun when you get to learn a little bit of a new technique like that, right? So there we go. And then we're going to put this one on. And you can still mail this in your envelope. You have 2 layers of dimensionals, but that's okay. That's still going to go through that little slot that they put them through at the post office to see if they need to hand cancel them or not. I'm just going to put that in the middle. Take a little peek. Wow, that is really not straight. Take a little peek and get it straight and pull that down out of there. There we go. And then I'm just going to put this whole thing on with some Stampin' Seal. And again, remember to hold it up like this. I have a tendency to lean it down, and then when I go to use it, there's no more adhesive there ready to go. So let's see, where did I put my card base? It got all the way over here. I want to open it up and check so that I don't put it on the wrong side. My inside's all cute and ready to go. And now my outside is all cute and ready to go. Isn't that pretty? I just love it. I think that's so cute. I'm always glad I make a couple of extras for myself because I have a sister-in-law who is going to love getting this card for Christmas. And the next one was, oops, I forgot my gems on here. Oh my goodness. We got these Secret Sea gems. Oh, they're so cool. And for this one, I've just used 2 mediums and 1 small one. So I'm going to kind of start off like that. And then put this one. Again, I kind of want that triangle look to it. So I'm going to kind of put it right in there. Okay, so it has its gems on it. How exciting. I got a little dimensional. The backs of your dimensionals get everywhere, right? So this one is a square card. And because it is square, we made our own envelope for it. So your envelope is going to be 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. And then we put it on our scoreboard with a 6 1/2 inch side at both markers. So a 6 1/2 inch at the top and at the bottom. And then we scored it at 4 1/4 and cut out our little corners. Lots of the gals that were here folded theirs this way. And so I think that's what I am going to do, just so that I have 2 envelopes that are different. And sometimes when you're making a multitude of them, you do just kind of want to, oops, didn't score that one very well. Want to change it up a little bit. so it doesn't get quite so boring making 15 of them that look exactly alike. So this is how it's going to fold together, and this will be the top that you fold down. They do have some glue that you can buy to fold that down with, but I like to just use some glue dots. So I'm just going to put a little glue dot there when I get it all set and ready to go. So your card's just going to go in there like this once you get it all taped together. I guess I'll go ahead and tape this together so I can really show you how it is going to go in here and look. So you don't have to just use your imagination, right? Oops, I forgot to put a little bit of adhesive right in there too. There we go. And then your card will just slide right down in here. I used some bubble bath in here and some cherry cobbler and some pool party. So you'll note that these are not your traditional holiday colors, but they are so pretty, and they match this designer series paper. So this is what it looks like on the when you fold it up the other way for your card. So either way I think is as beautiful as the next. So we'll get all of our goodies out. And the same thing with this. You can use the opposite sides of your designer series paper if you want to. And that's a little piece for the inside. So it would look just as lovely if you did it with the opposite sides of your paper too. So just find what you would think looks nice. There are so many paper choices. You could even layer it up like this with these pieces on the inside. So whatever kind of designer series paper you have that you want to use will absolutely work, because all of Stampin' Up! Stuff coordinates beautifully with each other. So I'm going to take my inside of my card, and I did use the thick basic white for my card bases that are white. So that's going to be the inside of my card. Just going to layer this. This piece of designer series paper is the exact same size as my card front. So there's not going to be any of that white sticking out there. Straight, just there's my little gems there. Okay, and then we're going to put our next designer series paper on there. And this is kind of a fun to put the flowers with the plaid, I think is a fun idea. And I'm just going to layer these two labels. All of the labels in that traditional labels, they kind of cut out like this, which is really fun to put paper through, ribbon through, lots of different ideas of things that you could use those little trim pieces or cutouts, if you will, on there. And I'm going to put this one up on dimensionals. And you guys can see, I'll look at my watch when we're done and see, but I think I can do four cards in an envelope in a half an hour, right? Let's see. Yep, 12:30, so maybe 45 minutes. If they're all prepped and ready to go, which when I do them after class, I have all of the materials already out, so I don't have to go and look for stamp sets or die cuts or try and remember what color inks I used, that sort of thing. So I just prep them when my class is finished and everything is out and on the table. And then I'm all cleaned up. The class is over, my customers have gone, and I'm cleaned up and ready to be able to have a nice, relaxing crafting experience with my card kit that I've just finished prepping. So I need to get that up. There we go. And you can see this one, this die cut has kind of cut that little spot there. That's the spot that we were trying to recreate with our sentiment here at the ends of it. So we were just kind of trying to recreate that little banner look. How's that? Isn't it adorable? I think that is like the cutest card. And these cards are good to include like in a bag, a gift bag, kind of like as a note card. You could, if you wanted to, even, let's see, I'm gonna put that one there, and one down here. So that's kind of like, you can see your little triangle there that way. But this is a good one to put with a gift card or take to a hostess with a gift, a platter, a poinsettia. I like to stick them, I like to give poinsettias as gifts and just stick them kind of like right in the top of it. It's just like a really surprise kind of. I think that that's just gorgeous, isn't it? Okay, so let's take a little peek back through. We did that in the square with the envelope, and then this one. I'll get myself organized as I go here, and then this one that's just so pretty, so traditional looking. And that one would be good also if you wanted to add just a little bit. You could flick some secrecy in the background there, and this pretty red one. Red is just kind of my traditional go-to Christmas color, so that one's kind of pretty. And I did want to share with you guys, December's coming up. It's going to be here before we know it, and I have 3 things going on. The first one is going to be our Come and Play Day, which is, again, a perk for our team. And you can always join our team if you want to. We are a very active team. We do lots of things virtually. We have monthly meetings, all kinds of good stuff. So just drop a comment if you're interested in what it means to be on our team and the perks that you get. My club this month, the Rubber Room Monthly Club, is going to be on December 11th. You can do that club from 11 to 1 or 6 to 8. We are going to be using the Valentine Kisses. I'm going to grab that stamp set for you so you can see it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It is one of the online exclusives. And this little guy is so adorable. It has the coordinating die set that matches it. And I love this little piece here. It's like a little kissing booth. You have a couple banners with it. This one is for flowers, but it could easily be an ice cream cone, right? Little jar of honey, some angel wings. So we're going to be using this bundle, but we are not going to be making Valentine cards. We're going to be making some other cards. So there's going to be a birthday card, just some supportive cards. So this one's going to be a lot of fun. You can do it from 11 to 1 or 6 to 8, and you can do 4 cards for $15, or you can boost your card number to 8, which is 2 each of all 4 designs. You can prep your second set while you're here and then assemble it at home. And if you want to boost it, it's $23. And then we're going to have our fun-filled class on December 15th. And that one, again, you can choose 11 to 1 or 6 to 8. And you got 3 cards for $20. We take 1 fun fold, and we use 3 different products or suites or bundles or whatever. So you'll have the same card pattern made with 3 different sets of coordinating products. So that's what I have coming up in December, and I hope that you guys will join me, and I will see you next Wednesday right here at 1 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.